We begin tonight with breaking news. A Corpus Christi widow is suing a Southside bar and its employees, claiming they overserved her husband's friend before they were involved in a deadly accident. It is tonight's top story. In recently released court documents, Angela Rivas-Rodriguez claims her husband, 32-year-old Rudolpho Trevino Jr, and two friends were at a sports bar near Weber and Holly, formerly known as Theo's Billards, the night of February 16th. Now, early the next morning, she says her husband was involved in a deadly accident where his friend, 44-year-old Wosbaldo Rios, was driving. Trevino died on impact while another passenger that is, was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Rios was arrested for intoxication manslaughter and intoxication assault. Rodriguez now claims the bartenders at Theo's overserved alcohol to Rios, leading to the accident. Rios has also been named as a defendant in the lawsuit.